Good morning. We are here for another Kickstart This. We have got another, I'm going to call it Sacramento Local because it's right next to us, Kickstarter that we want you to support, that we want to tell you about. We want to talk to the creator and find out more about. We've got Shaun Barbour of I Drive for CERBER. Welcome to the show, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, and I didn't realize you were so close to us. You're just right out in Willows.
Oh, absolutely. Not far at all.
No, right. I mean, it's basically Sacramento. Well, we'll do. You're right here with us. But no, this is great. I love not only this talking to people who are doing Kickstarters and getting stuff that we can't get anywhere else, but I love supporting people who are local right here near us. So welcome to the show. And let's start talking about I Drive for CERBER, because we have some other books that people can get from you. But tell us a little bit about this project and what they can expect.
So I Drive for CERBER is a story that I found on Reddit and turned into a comic book. And if you're familiar with what a creepypasta is, or you're a fan of horror, you might know. And it's about Jim. He is an out of work man who is kind of down on his luck, and he goes looking for a job on his phone, as we all do these days. And he finds one, and he sounds intrigued because it's a ride transportation service. And so he applies, he gets the job, and he finds himself in over his head when it turns out that the transportation service is for the paranormal. And so it has him not only trying to deliver the passengers safely, but also him trying to survive the night. So it's a lot of fun.
Yes, and is it just going to be the one issue? Is that how long the story was?
No, this story arc is actually a two-part. So you're getting half the story arc for this part of the story here. And based on the popularity and how well we do with these two, there are many different installments that I actually can cherry pick and continue the story if people actually really get into it.
That is great. Now you got it from Creepypasta. Did you just contact them and they were like, go for it?
Yeah, actually, so it was kind of cool. So my oldest son, has been into creepypastas for a while, and he was the reason why I started reading in them and listening to the audio versions and stuff. And I came across this one, and it was written by Mofucious, which happens to be a pen name, but I liked it so much that I did a little bit of research, and I was actually able to contact them, and now they actually live in Sacramento as well. So it turns out that they were super close. And after contacting them and kind of showing them even Kyrun's work, they got super excited and gave me permission to do the full comic, actually, with whatever rights it took to make sure that this thing could happen. So they've been very generous.
That is really neat. Now, are they going to make any appearances with you, or are they staying completely behind that pen name and out of the spotlight?
No, they've actually agreed. We actually have even a tier on the campaign itself where people that are curious about who they are, because they've been elusive. Nobody knows who they are or what they are at this point, and they've agreed to do like a live type of video like we're doing with them as one of the tiers, which is pretty rad. And also they'll probably be showing up at the Sinister Creature Con that's coming up that I'll be attending. So that should be a lot of fun too. So if people want to check that out, it's kind of an inside thing.
Okay, that's really neat. And of course, Sinister Creature Con is a Sacramento staple right here at the Scottish Rite Center. It's actually my favorite location for a convention because it's intimate. Once you get to the convention center, it's a whole nother level, and it's just it's a grinding factory. It's a Pez dispenser. No offense, SatCon, I love you. But Scottish Rite has just such a great feel. They can come up, they can talk to you, they can flip through your books, take some time. So that's great. We've seen a bunch of work here. Kyrun Silva, who you all know here at Empires because of his horrible decisions in life. No, because we love him and he's put out so many books, is the penciler on this book.
Absolutely. He's like being in the indie comic community for so long. One of the people that I met early on in the interest of doing comic books was when I went to a convention and I met Kyrun, and he didn't even like know who I was at that point. And so a couple years later, I got to tell him the story of how I met him, but he didn't meet me yet. So that was kind of fun. But ever since seeing his work on like Shaman's Destiny and different stuff that he's done, he's just been awesome. He's super like supportive of people, and he's been rad this whole entire time for the Cerber project. So it's been awesome. He's dope.
That's great. And yeah, and it's great that he found time to work on this, because the man obviously has his hands in a lot of different plates. So did you know the inker and or did Kyrun ink it as well?
No, actually, I'm the inker for the book. I've inked probably over like 27 different comic books by like at this point. And so it was really fun to be able to ink over Kyrun's pencils, just because those are kind of things that I really like enjoy doing. So I've gotten to do, I had Thomas Tenney, if you're familiar with who he is. He did a comic cover for the second issue of Belial. So I got to work with his pencils, and it's just a lot of fun. I enjoy inking because I get to work intimately with their line work and things like that. So it was an honor just to be able to do that.
And it is really neat because, you know, the inking, you know, the pencils obviously lay the groundwork, but the inking can make or break an artist too. So it's a very important job. What got you started on that? Are you an artist as well, or is inking your thing?
Oh yeah, no, actually the reason why I got into comic books is a promise that I made to my grandmother. Unfortunately, she was sick and starting to pass away, but she's always wanted me to do something with my artwork. And my buddy Mark from high school, he wanted to put out a comic book. And so 14 years after its inception, I was brought in to ink his comic book. And so that was the first book that I was able to do, and just fulfilling a promise to my grandmother that I would be using my artwork for something. And so fast forward, and inking has just been the thing that I've enjoyed the most as far as the artwork aspect, and me being able to, with the time that I have, to be able to complete. And I Drive for Cerber has been my writing ability kind of shaking off the dust in transition from me doing or having a co-creator with Belial to like doing the full writing in the scripting for I Drive for Cerber onto my next project, which will be fully written by myself. So it's just a way of me taking those baby steps with the time that I have.
Well, Kyrun is clearly impressed with your inking because he said so just right now. But let's talk about the Kickstarter a little bit here. So Why don't we go ahead and watch the video real quick so people can see what they're getting into, and then we can find out more about the tiers and what they can expect.
Yeah, thanks.
Is a platform that connects drivers with passengers that expect an otherworldly standard of transportation. Cerber drivers must meet a specific criteria that ensure they are the perfect match for our clients. We know this is a challenging time, and Cerber is right behind you.
Hello? I've been expecting you.
Cerber, we will get you, no matter where you are.
There we go. That adds a little more to what you've already described. I really like that video for a couple of reasons. I like the way you played around with the wording with right behind you and we will get you. But I also like the way at the very end it just ends with that horrific note and it's over. So that was a lot of fun. Who put that video together?
I actually did that video. I did one. I did a couple of these actually. I did it from the different aspects. Because creepypastas are done, I guess you would call them like an unfiction. So it's written from the perspective of somebody that's going through the event.
Okay.
So I wanted to present it as if it was a real business. And so that would be a recruiting type of commercial for anybody that wanted to be a driver like Jim ends up being. And so that would be something that he would have seen. So I've got a couple more out there, one from a passenger aspect and one made for the comic book itself, just like as an instruction manual. So that's a lot of fun.
So there's plenty to watch. You guys need to head over, obviously, to the Kickstarter and watch the official video there, because that is, we didn't show, but there is another one there. So the Kickstarter, how long do we have? How much more time is this thing going on?
So we've got 25 more days. It is a 30-day campaign, just giving it a little bit of room to breathe. So it is a longer one. We are at this moment 90% funded, and it's only in the 5th day. And I'm so blown back.
Congratulations. There is no, I mean, maybe it's too early. I don't want to jinx it. No, there's no reason not to back this thing. Like, it's already there. So people, go take a peek, and don't wait until day 29. Go there today and make sure it's funded so that you're going to get your books. So anyway, sorry, keep going.
No, there you'll find like the description there. An example, that's the full cover by Kyrun. We got another video that you can watch. We have the first pages of the comic book that you can go through, you can read and enjoy and see if that's something that you'd be into. We've got a lot of different things that are available right now. There's an early bird tier for anybody that jumps on before Monday. So tomorrow, you'll get a early bird tier, so you'll get a little bit extra if you jump on. From there, we have the standard PDF. If physical isn't your thing, we do have a special tier, which is called the audio visual highway, and that is there to pay tribute to the Cerber family, because this thing existed before I was here in a prose version and on YouTube by a gentleman by the name of Nature's Temper. And so what I've done is I've taken out all of the word balloons for the story, and I've been gifted the ability to use Nature's Temper's audio. So I'm using the prose version that it existed in with the audio that has been there, and accompanying that with the artwork for the comic, just showing appreciation for all of its formats for people that want to enjoy the full experience. So I'll be editing in the audio page turns like the old school audio books when you're growing up, and that'll be a lot of fun. I've got stickers, there's air fresheners, there's a hand sanitizer, because there's a tier for anybody that wants to be a driver for Cerber. So it's kind of like your introductory kit. So you'll get the Cerber, I guess the business T-shirt, and you'll get the like that Cerber driver sticker, much like the Uber stickers that are out there. And I have character stickers as well as the advertisement stickers. So it's kind of presenting it, like I said, for everybody involved as if it's a real business.
No, that's a lot of fun, because you just really delve into it. The sanitizer and the air freshener is absolutely fantastic. I love that.
And all that stuff ties directly into the story too.
Okay, and of course you can get your special meet with the original artist, or I mean author, via Zoom. Are there any other tiers on there, or has we covered it?
Oh no, we've got also you can turn your comic book into having a fully metal, like an actual metal cover. We also have a hollow foil cover if you like all of your stuff shiny. There's original artwork by Kyrun Silva that was used for Cerber that's going to be available. So that is something that I hope not too many people get, because I want to have some of that myself. But I'll make sure that they get some the best pages from the book itself for anybody that goes in on that. Let's see what else. There's also,
are any of the copies signed?
I will sign any copies, and every copy it's going to be an option for people. I know some people don't like their books signed, so when I'm doing the surveys after the campaign is over, I will give people the option, and I will make sure to sign anything. In fact, Mofucious, Kyrun and I were actually talking about having a little get together where we all sign the books.
That would be kind
Which
of fun. Since everybody's
may be
so
a
close,
cool opportunity.
you know, you can get together for some lunch and just hammer them out.
Yeah. It's probably going to be tacos, I think is the discussion.
That sounds perfect. That's a good afternoon. So yeah, as I said, everybody, don't wait. Just go and take a peek. It's 90% funded. You've got nothing to lose. You're going to get your books. And as you've seen, the pages look great. The video was good. We want to support local as much as possible. And outside of the Kickstarter, I want to hit on something real quick here.
Mm-hmm.
You've had another successful.
Absolutely.
And it's available for people right now. Can we see those books? And can you tell us more about him? Can you just make him big?
All right. So the other book that I have is called Belial, and it's about the original ruler of hell who has had his powers taken away from him by Lucifer and the Four Horsemen. And he's finally had enough, and he is trying to take back his power and his throne, but he has to go through the Four Horsemen in order to get there. So as it sounds super serious and super dark, it's actually... I guess I would equate that to the Kevin Smith approach with lots of inappropriate jokes and everything. So it is a 32-page comic book. Each issue, it's black and white with the gray wash. So I did the inking and the gray wash for those. There are 3 issues that are available, as well as the variant covers, which are awesome to be able to choose from. So there's issue number 1 with our buddy Link, which is Belial's little sidekick. He's mouthy. He doesn't know when to shut up, and he is bigger than he actually is. And issue 2, right there, where just to lean in on how serious we take things, we didn't put a number on the comic book, but we made sure everybody understood that it was number 2. And then in issue number 3, there's a huge conflict with the resolve that happens that's just super rad. And it's a lot of fun, honestly. It's dark, it's funny, it is action, it is everything. It's a lot of fun. And you can definitely get it and all of the merch that's associated with that on the website as well.
Okay, so there's plenty of ways to support the man and his projects and small press in general, because I like to touch on this every video. You guys are like, stop preaching, Ben. But small press, whether it's Kickstarter or whether you're doing it yourself, is a huge endeavor. It's not just, it doesn't just come together. He doesn't just write a script and it's done. You've got his script, you've got editing, you've got to find an artist, you got to find letters, you got to do the lettering like this man does himself, or I'm sorry, the inking, the lettering, the graphic design, the production, the marketing. This is a second job for people who do this, and it's also a passion. So if you can support him in any way, whether it's going to his website and buying the 3 books that are already out, or going to the Kickstarter and making a pledge, it's much appreciated for everyone who does small press, because it keeps us motivated and it keeps us, going and wanting to do more. Well, thank you so much for joining us, sir. We really appreciate it. I'm glad to see that this thing is fully funded, so that when we all jump on board, we know we're getting our books. And that's exciting. Please keep us updated. And if there's anything you need in the future with these kind of things, we'd love to talk to you. And I know that our local community, which is huge into the local scene, will definitely want to support you as well.
Awesome. I appreciate being here, man. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And have fun out there in Willows today. We will see. When is Sinister Creature Con? When's the next one? You mentioned it. I
want to say that it is Father's Day weekend, actually. What's that?
Which is?
I want to say it's June 16th, 17th.
So we got a little bit of time. There's a couple other local ones coming up before then, but go take a peek at Creature Con, mark it on your calendar too. Thank you very much, Shaun. We appreciate you being on, and looking forward to seeing those books completed and in my hands.
Yeah, I'll be there, man. Thank you so much for having me on, and I appreciate everything that you guys do, even as supporting, and of course having a shop, everything. All that stuff is very important to everybody. So thank you for doing what you do, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Go check out the Kickstarter right now. It's early on a Sunday, so you got no excuses, and I will see you guys all in the shop.